Right now, a new twist in a Dane County murder case just weeks before trial is scheduled to begin.
Former President Trump may have made up his mind, offering an endorsement in Wisconsin's governor's race. But the person he's backing isn't even in the race yet.
And it was a weekend of marches like this one in the Twin Cities after the police shooting death of Amir Locke. We'll tell you what the city is saying about its no-knock warrant policy. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. A 23-year-old is accused of brutally killing a Navy veteran in rural Dane County 2 years ago. He appeared in court today just weeks ahead of a scheduled trial.
And ready to change his not guilty plea. Charlotte DeLeste tells us what happened. Charlotte?
Well, after multiple delays, Riley Berg had a plea hearing this afternoon, entering a guilty plea for first-degree intentional homicide, use of a dangerous weapon, in the death of Nicholas Day, who was out for a jog in the town of Blue Mounds on January 15th, 2020. Berg's murder trial has been delayed multiple times due to competency hearings. He has gone between being found incompetent to stand trial to being competent and back again, with treatment being ordered by a judge.
Because of the severity of the offense, the age of Mr. Berg, and the lack of criminal history, the state has agreed to cap its argument and or recommendation to the court as to Mr. Berg's potential eligibility for release at 30 years.
Nicholas Day's body was found with gunshot wounds and significant cuts to his neck. Berg's guilty plea carries a mandatory life in prison sentence with an argument to be made if he will be eligible for parole. Berg's next court appearance is April 4th at 1:30 for official sentencing and when Nicholas Day's family will speak.
Charlotte, thank you. The Sun Prairie man charged in a crash that killed a Madison police officer's wife was in court today. Christopher Bloom charged with homicide by negligent operation of a vehicle and reckless driving causing great bodily harm. The charges stem from a crash that killed 48-year-old Julie Nelson and left her wife Jody injured. A judge set Bloom's bond at $500 per case, citing a lack of criminal history.
It's a privilege for Bloom to be out and about, and I really hope he's learned from his behaviors, but I don't know that. And change behavior or not, better driving or not, since that day, there's consequences that are needed for his reckless behavior.
As a condition of his bond, Bloom is not allowed to operate a vehicle or have contact with Nelson's family. A status conference scheduled now for April 11th. Madison Police Department clarifying its role in an officer-involved shooting last week. In a statement, Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes said 3 NPD officers were assisting the Wisconsin Department of Justice on the city's east side when that shooting happened. Barnes said they were there to help the state's Division of Criminal Investigation make an arrest, but none of their officers fired their weapons or witnessed the shooting. The Dane County Sheriff's Office has not clarified whether the suspect in that arrest was shot, but did say that the suspect was taken to a hospital with injuries. This weekend, the family of Quadren Wilson said Wilson was shot 5 times in the back during that arrest. No law enforcement agency has confirmed those claims. We continue to ask questions and look for answers in the case.
Let's get a check on the weather now. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti has your certified most accurate forecast. Gary?
A little colder day today, but tomorrow will warm back up, and that's kind of the trend over the next week to 10 days. We'll see those temperatures go up and down quite a bit. We had some clouds early this morning, then clearing, and now some clouds are starting to approach from the north and west, but not a lot of them. And on Doppler track, you can see lake effect snows on the other side of Lake Michigan and also up in far northern Wisconsin, but southern Wisconsin is free of precipitation. Last night, low temperatures were in the single digits to the middle teens, and high temperatures so far today have been in the lower to middle 20s. Right now, temperatures are just below those highs for the day, and winds are pretty light, so wind chills really aren't too much of a factor, mainly in the mid to upper teens to lower 20s. But tomorrow morning, temperatures will probably be warmer than they'll be around midnight, when our low temperature will be around 14. We'll see temperatures hold steady or even rise a bit overnight. And tomorrow should be a variably cloudy and milder day with high temperatures in the upper 30s. We'll be in the 30s on Wednesday, but we could see some snow showers. I'll tell you how much snow we can expect in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. A report in Rolling Stone this weekend broke the news. Former President Trump offering his endorsement for governor to an extremist Wisconsin lawmaker.
Republican Tim Ramthun has been ostracized by his own party for actively trying to undo the results of the 2020 election. Naomi Coles explains. Naomi?
Neither of the current Republican candidates for governor have gotten Trump's endorsement, despite their own active efforts to dismantle our bipartisan Elections Commission. This is Trump sending a message of endorsement to a fringe lawmaker who has twice tried to illegally undo the 2020 elections. Ramthun told Rolling Stone he was considering entering the race, and he's got a big announcement set for this weekend.
It's frankly dangerous. And I think the fact that his interests are being advanced and the former president has endorsed him, it puts us in, frankly, pretty treacherous territory.
Now, while his presence in the primary would be unlikely to draw major institutional backing, having Trump's name behind him could drive the entire race into even more extreme positions. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos is facing opposition from conservative voters for disciplining Ramthun for spreading lies about Vos, even as Vos and the Assembly continue to lead their own investigation into the 2020 election. Now, what all this means for the governor's race tonight at 6.
We will see you then. Naomi, thank you. Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes held a virtual meeting today to rip into Ron Johnson's decision not to oppose Oshkosh Defense's decision to hire 1,000 people at its South Carolina facility instead of here in Wisconsin.
This isn't surprising coming from a man who said that American workers are less efficient than workers overseas. But let's get one thing clear. Big corporations aren't doing this because there are more skills in South Carolina. We have some of the best and most skilled workers right here in Wisconsin. The men and women.
Senator Johnson told the Journal Sentinel that he supports more manufacturing jobs in the state, but that Oshkosh Corp is best suited to decide where it should build those vehicles.
Amazon proposing plans to build a new warehouse in Cottage Grove, but not everyone approves of the project. Amazon wants to build a 650,000 square foot building on 145 acres of land just north of I-94 at highways TT and N. Today, the CEO of the Madison Regional Economic Partnership and a real estate representative held a public hearing about the idea. They talked about the proposal, what it would look like, and how the warehouse would operate. People who live in the area worry about the effects the project may have on their property values and traffic in the area. The Village says Amazon would pick up the cost of any needed improvements. Another grim milestone as the nation passes 900,000 COVID-19 deaths. Congress holding a moment of silence to mark the somber occasion. Also in the past hour, the 12-ton National Cathedral bell was tolled 900 times, each ring representing every 1,000 deaths. The milestone comes less than 2 months after the nation passed 800,000 COVID deaths. And just 64% of the population is now vaccinated, more than 13 months after the vaccine was first administered.
But there is some promising news in the fight against the pandemic. With positive cases decreasing across most of the country, some governors are announcing plans to roll back mask mandates. Daryl Forges has the details.
Some good news. New COVID-19 cases continue going in the right direction. According to data from Johns Hopkins University, the country is seeing a 7-day average of nearly 292,000 new cases per day. That's a 43% decrease from a week ago. And the Department of Health and Human Services reports hospitalizations are down 19%.
Because of the dramatic decline in our COVID numbers, effective Monday, March 7th, the statewide school mask mandate will be lifted.
With positive COVID numbers decreasing, governors in Delaware and New Jersey are announcing plans to roll back school mask mandates.
We are not removing the ability of individual district leaders to maintain and enforce such a policy within their schools, or any private child care provider from maintaining such a policy within their business should community conditions require.
Some health experts say this is the right move.
Yes, it may be the right thing to do at this point. We need to look community by community to see what the numbers are like.
This as a bipartisan group of governors are pushing the White House to issue guidelines to help the country move beyond the pandemic.
I think what governors are sensing is that we need to agree upon a set of metrics when we're going to start to roll back these mitigation steps and give people a light at the end of the tunnel. What is that point when this stuff gets turned off?
I'm Daryl Forges reporting.
Parts of Tennessee are still dealing with the aftermath of last week's winter storm. Thursday's ice storm has still left many without power in places like Memphis. Tens of thousands there have been without power going on 5 days now. One resident says she spent the last few days caring for her 83-year-old mother who lives a few doors down. They're dressing in layers and making several trips to her car throughout the day to try to warm up.
I come out here at least 10 to 15 times in one day because it gets so cold that the crown of my head hurts and my chest starts hurting.
The power company is asking for patience, promising that everyone's power will be restored soon.
The U.S. and its allies continue to call on Russia to choose diplomacy while warning of severe consequences if it invades Ukraine. Natalie Brand with more from the White House.
President Biden and Germany's new Chancellor Olaf Scholz stressed a united response in addressing the standoff at the Russia-Ukraine border.
Today, the Chancellor and I discussed our close cooperation and developed a strong package of sanctions that are going to clearly demonstrate international resolve and impose swift and severe consequences if Russia violates Ukraine's sovereignty.
Another key topic, the Nord Stream 2 pipeline to transport natural gas from Russia directly to Germany.
The notion that Nord Stream 2 would go forward with an invasion by the Russians is just not going to happen.
After meeting with his EU counterpart, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said they are working to protect Europe from any disruptions.
We're talking with governments and major producers around the world about surging their production and distribution capacity.
Biden administration officials still don't believe Russian President Vladimir Putin has made a decision, but they say it's clear he's put the pieces in place to act quickly if he does decide to invade Ukraine.
Satellite images show Russian troops in Belarus are now just 30 miles away from Ukraine's border, with military exercises there expected to begin later this week. Meanwhile, more planes carrying U.S. troops landed in Poland Monday morning as the U.S. tries to bolster NATO allies in Eastern Europe. French President Emmanuel Macron met with Putin Monday in hopes of de-escalating tensions, saying the continent is at a critical crossroads. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
And today, the United Kingdom announced it'll send 350 additional troops to Poland to help strengthen its border with Belarus. Well, it was a weekend full of protests in the Twin Cities after police shot and killed a black man there last week.
We'll show you what body cameras show what happened and how city officials are addressing the use of no-knock warrants. And later, a new study on COVID vaccines hopes to ease concerns of cancer patients. We'll have details coming up at 6.
And a look at Wall Street to start the week. Minimal movement for the Dow, up just a little over a point. The Nasdaq falls 82 and the S&P down almost 17. We'll be right back.
We're USA Insulation, and our premium injection foam turns your cold and drafty house into a warm and toasty home. Call now and save $500 on whole home insulation.
USA Insulation.
Important healthcare announcement. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, we are requesting your participation in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. Hearing Life Hearing Centers are seeking people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new digital mini hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the number below. All people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are wanted to take part in the 30-Day Challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device that sits discreetly behind your ear. This hearing aid is Bluetooth enabled and is rechargeable. All hearing assessments are performed at no charge for those taking part in the challenge. Participants will try these hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the Hearing Life 30-Day Challenge.
Menards has what you need to keep your home safe. From smoke and carbon monoxide alarms to fire extinguishers and more, Kidde Home Safety products keep your family protected in case of emergencies. Protect you and your family for years to come with a 10-year smoke alarm or this general use fire extinguisher. Pick them up today for only $15.99 each. Find these and other great deals going on now during Menards Race to Saving Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
Your senator is working with Donald Trump to take away your right to vote.
That's exactly what Ron Johnson is doing. It's why we must pass the Freedom to Vote Act.
With the Bucks, Alex Lasry took a stand.
Alex Lasry has used his power to expand voting rights.
I'll be a senator about action, not talk. We need to protect voting rights.
What makes him tick is his love and respect for people.
Equity and justice make us stronger. Alex gets it done.
I'm Alex Lasry, and I approve this message.
We're USA Insulation, and our premium injection foam turns your cold and drafty house into a warm and toasty home. Call now and save save $500 on whole home insulation.
USA Insulation.
Tonight at 6, former President Donald Trump endorses a familiar name for the Wisconsin governor's race, how this could shape the 2022 race, and a public hearing about Amazon's new facility proposal. Will they get the green light? That's coming up on News 3 Now at 6.
Back by popular demand after a year off.
It's the Andy North Trivia Night, February 24th of 2022.
It's trivia for calls. All the proceeds go for research at UW Carbone Cancer Center.
Find all the details at andynorthandfriends.com.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Outrage growing in Minneapolis over last week's no-knock police raid that left a 22-year-old black man dead.
We want to warn you, viewers may find some of this video disturbing. David Schumann reports from Minneapolis.
Say his name.
Relatives of Amir Locke joined supporters, including black mothers, calling for justice after Minneapolis police carrying out a no-knock raid shot and killed the 22-year-old.
Think about Amir as your child in that scenario, and would you have been proud of what they did?
Body cam video shows a SWAT team using a key to enter an apartment where Locke was sleeping. As Locke rises, a gun can be seen in his hand before Officer Mark Hanneman shoots him 3 times. It all happens in about 9 seconds. Locke's name was not on the warrant.
It wasn't just one officer working alone. They were working in concert, and they need to be held accountable.
Locke's family says he was licensed to carry the weapon, and he had no criminal record.
This is an epic failure of policy, and that failed policy killed Amir Locke just as surely as the bullets that pierced his body.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry addressed the police practice during a city council committee meeting Monday.
In making these policies, we have a sacred and extremely important duty to honor the sanctity of life.
Demonstrators spent the weekend marching through the city. So far, no charges have been filed in Locke's death, and Officer Hanneman is on administrative leave. David Schumann, CBS News, Minneapolis.
Mayor Fry's office says it severely limited the use of no-knock warrants last November as part of reforms related to the death of George Floyd. But a report from the Minneapolis Star-Tribune found at least a dozen have been issued since January.
First Lady Jill Biden disappointed that one of her key causes has been cut from the Build Back Better bill. Congress has yet to pass the $2.2 trillion spending package, but already the $45 billion earmarked for free community college has been cut. And today at the National Community College Legislative Summit, the First Lady expressed her frustration.
These aren't just bills or budgets to me, to you, right? We know what they mean for real people, for our students. And it was a real lesson in human nature that some people just don't get that.
First Lady says she and the President will continue to push for free assistance for community college students.
A report says the U.S. and Japan have reached a deal to cut Trump-era tariffs on steel. The deal would allow a limited amount of Japanese steel to be imported into the U.S. without the current 25% levy. Former President Trump put the tariffs in place in 2018, citing national security concerns. The move caused other nations to impose retaliatory tariffs on other products. Well, let's get a look at the forecast now. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Our temperatures keep going up and down, but for the most part, they average out to near normal for this time of year. Over the last 48 hours, you can see temperatures on Saturday were around 20 degrees. They warmed up a little bit, and then they dropped down again for today. Those temperatures only around 20 or just a little bit above 20 degrees. Wind chills at times got close to 0, but not brutally cold. And over the next 48 hours, you can see those temperatures going up and then kind of staying up for a couple of days, with readings staying in the 30s. In fact, temperatures may stay at or above freezing for about a 24 to 36 hour period. But over the next 10 days, that up and down temperature swing will continue. You can see a couple mild days Tuesday and Wednesday. We drop back to near normal Thursday, warm up on Friday, drop way down on Saturday, then start coming back up for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday start going back down, and temperatures are back below normal again by the end of next week. But 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for high temperatures in the upper 30s for tomorrow, mid-30s on Wednesday. We could see some snow showers Wednesday and then again Thursday night, maybe even mixing with a few rain showers on Friday before they come to an end. And then after that, we have a period of dry weather for this weekend and for about the first 2 days of next week. Doppler track right now, lake effect snows the other side of Lake Michigan, very typical. Same thing up in far northern Wisconsin off of Lake Superior, but the rest of the Midwest right now pretty quiet, at least as far as precipitation is concerned. The snow cover to our south starting to shrink. The area that got heavy snow last week, especially around St. Louis, a lot of that snow has melted, but still quite a bit of snow on the ground across northern Indiana into southern portions of Michigan, and of course the northern part of the Midwest, a fair amount of snow cover. But look at the large area out to the west of us with little or no snow cover. If we can get winds out of the southwest, that keeps them mild. If the winds stay more out of the south or southeast, they have to go across that snow cover, and that kind of takes a little bit of the mildness out of the air. Low temperatures last night were pretty cold across Minnesota, but much of the rest of the Midwest saw average or above average temperatures, and right now temperatures are seasonably colder, a little bit below normal here, but pretty mild out to the west over that area that doesn't have any snow on the ground. The land can heat up, and temperatures are well into the 50s over much of the plains. The jet stream, as a result, pushes back to the north across the western part of the country. That's where the mild air is. Right now, our upper level winds from the northwest, but that will flatten out over the next couple of days and allow our temperatures to warm up. There's a warm front out to the west of us. On the other side of that front, that's where temperatures jump up into the 40s and 50s. On our side of the front, those temperatures mainly in the teens and 20s. So for tomorrow, look for a high temperature of 37 degrees. That's a big jump up from the 24 we've seen so far today. It'll be variably cloudy, and maybe you could even see a couple of flurries tomorrow night. Maybe some light snow showers on Wednesday with a high of 36, and then temperatures holding steady in the afternoon. A little colder for Thursday. Probably our best chances for any snow that would stick to the ground would be Thursday night, and even that, probably less than an inch of snow accumulation. A mix of rain and snow showers on Friday with a high of 37. Temperatures drop back for Saturday, start warming up early next week, and then some chances for at least some light snow Wednesday and Thursday of next week. As we check out first warn traffic, here's the view of the Beltline at John Nolan Drive. Traffic moving pretty steadily in both directions. Not seeing any major problems on the Beltline, just a few slowdowns eastbound between, say, John Nolan Drive and Monona Drive as well. The travel times, about 15 to 16 minutes either direction on the Beltline between University Avenue and the interstate. Heading from the Beltline southward to Janesville on I-3990, that'll take you 25 minutes. Middleton to Sauk City on US 12 is a quick 16 minutes today. Downtown to Sun Prairie, East Washington Avenue and US 151 will take you 18 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Thank you, Gary. Over the course of the pandemic, the number of disruptive passengers has skyrocketed for airlines. Now some want to create a national no-fly list. We'll have the details when we come back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Vitense Golfland offers 2 golf and multi-sport simulator suites. Play great golf courses with unmatched viewing clarity. Play different sports such as football and soccer. Have fun with Zombie Ball. Vitense Golfland provides simulator fun for everyone.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means being relentless because every day matters. And having more of them is possible with Verzenio, the only one of its kind proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant, regardless of menopause status.
Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
Every day matters, and I want more of them.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
Finding the right ingredients for a healthy lifestyle can be tricky. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are here to help.
Our Time for Kids Recipe for Health experts use online conversations and on-air reports to answer your health questions.
So tell us, what topics would your family like to hear about? What questions do you have?
Use the handy feedback form on our Time for Kids page to share what matters most to your family's health. And together,
let's take time for kids.
Some numbers are thrilling. some impressive, some just right. After an accident, there's one critical number. The number that helps you get your life back by factoring in your needs for today and tomorrow. That's where Habish and Rotier's numbers really add up. With over 90 years of client successes and 13 offices to help you wherever you are. No other personal injury law firm is better suited to get the amount that's right for you.
What are you recommending for muscle pain?
Based on clinical data, I recommend Salonpas.
Agreed. My patients like these patches because they work up to 12 hours, even on moderate pain.
Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Those look nice. Now you can get 2 pairs plus an eye exam and lens upgrade for $79.
That's such a good deal. I can't take it anymore. It is I, Macula.
Yeah, we know.
Unbeatable prices without the drama. 2 pairs of free eye exam and lens upgrade, just $79.
Vitense Golfland offers an outdoor golf range practice and entertainment experience for all ages. Golf suites with 36 covered and heated tee areas are equipped with free top tracer. Grill and bar items are served directly to your golf suite. Enjoy sweet fun at Vitense Golfland.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Delta Airlines is asking the federal government to create a national no-fly list for disruptive passengers.
But Elise Preston explains the idea may be hard to implement.
Amid skyrocketing cases of air rage incidents like these, Delta Airlines is asking the federal government to put passengers convicted of unruly behavior on a national no-fly list. CBS News obtained this letter from Delta CEO Ed Bastian to the Justice Department, saying a list would serve as a strong symbol of the consequences of not complying with crew member instruction. Airline industry analyst Henry Hartefelt.
I think it is an idea whose time has come. No one, whether an airline employee or a passenger, should be subject to verbal or physical attacks.
The FAA says there were more than 5,000 reports of unruly passengers in 2021. Most were tied to compliance with mask wearing. The agency is now partnering with the TSA to remove disruptive travelers from TSA PreCheck eligibility.
Most airlines have their own no-fly list for unruly passengers, but they don't share them with each other. Industry analysts say they could share them, or they could hand the names to a federal agency.
What information should be collected? How is that shared? And how do you make sure that the information is not abused?
Hartefelt says a national list could still be months, if not years away.
Safety is our job one.
Lynn Montgomery is the union president for Southwest flight attendants. She says one way to keep everyone safe now is to keep alcohol service suspended while there are mask mandates.
There is a little bit where profit is being put first when we feel that it is unsafe.
Next week, Southwest joins a growing list of airlines resuming alcohol service. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
Travel analysts say for a national list to work, it would need to offer accused unruly passengers an opportunity to clear their names. We'll have a final check of your first warn forecast after a short break.
President's Day is the best time to buy furniture, and Slumberland Furniture is having one of their biggest sales of the year.
Wow. Wow is right.
Deals up to 50% off throughout the store. Find a great accent piece, a warm fireplace, an amazing recliner. Incredible deals throughout the store. See why this is one of the best times of the year to buy furniture. The huge President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture. And for your new mattress, come to Slumberland Sleep Solutions, where we've reinvented mattress shopping.
Discover what's in store at Habitat Restore Dane County. You'll find something new every time you visit to keep your project on budget with low price and high quality home supplies. For one-of-a-kind items, shop Habitat Restore Dane County today.
iMart Express is the only place where you can count on same-day service. Thanks to our local labs, shop our huge selection and get quality glasses at a price you'll love. And see better today. Right glasses, right price, right now.
Fixed. No charge.
Ah, that's my son. He always takes care of his mama.
Ooh, what's up with Granny's casserole?
It's for after your Uncle Joe's funeral. My brother didn't have a life insurance policy.
I hear there's a collection to help Aunt Adele.
Yeah, a funeral costs north of $9,000 these days. That's a hefty bill for family to pay if there's no life insurance check to help.
Wow. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Which reminds me, I've been meaning to tell you I got that $9.95 plan from Colonial Penn. I'm on a fixed income, so price is important.
The life insurance on TV.
Just $9.95 a month to help you pay my funeral expenses. What about your family, son? You've got a wife and kids and a grandson living with you now, too.
Maybe I should get the $9.95 plan, too. Thing is, this has been a rough year for my business, Ma. Money's tight. Still, for $9.95 a month, I don't have a good excuse, do I?
I'm Jonathan for Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. If you're age 50 to 85, just $9.95 a month buys whole life insurance with guaranteed acceptance. You cannot be turned down for any health reason. There are no health questions. Guaranteed lifetime coverage. Your insurance can never be canceled. Just pay your premiums. Guaranteed lifetime rate lock. Your rate can never increase. It's locked in as soon as you're covered and stays the same for the rest of your life. With guarantees like these, it's no surprise the $9.95 plan is Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life insurance.
Now don't forget to wear your good suit tonight. And please call about the $9.95 plan today while it's on your mind, okay?
Call now for free information.
Call 1-800-505-7613 for free information and your free beneficiary planner. No obligation. 1-800-505-7613. That's 1-800-505-7613. Call now.
Let's go back to Gary. Final check of the forecast.
Well, taking a look at the live view from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam platform with the sun right on the horizon, you can see like a little bit of a light pillar where you get that vertical shaft of light just above the sun. Sometimes you see that when the sun's on the horizon. Temperatures right now are mainly in the lower 20s. Wind chills right now not too bad, mainly in the mid to upper teens. Look for low temperatures tonight around 14 around midnight, then rising temperatures overnight. High tomorrow, 37.
All right, we're back in 30 minutes for News Street Now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.